Hello and welcome to IT Chronicles 10 in Tech. We're here at Refresh 19 in Las Vegas, and I'm here with my colleague Kathleen Wilson.
Hello.
And Mikal Raz from Nexmo.
Hi.
So you're in an interesting space. I don't think it's an area that a lot of people, a lot of organizations really understand. I mean, it has to happen, and if it doesn't happen, everybody knows about it. Communications API. Tell us a little bit about what that is, kind of educate our viewers what that is, and we'll see that value. There's a lot of downstream play that if it doesn't work, they all know about it, right? So tell us a little bit about that.
Okay, would love to. So we see today that a lot of brands are trying to create their unique voice or unique discussion with their customers. In order to do that, you can't always buy a packaged solution and be able to facilitate something that's unique. So if you're trying to create a customer engagement that maybe starts in the channel of choice for the customer, whether it's voice or WhatsApp or SMS or MMS or whatever it may be, and then you want to connect those channels to either directly to an agent, or if you want to connect it to some automation layer that does bots and so on, that's where we come in. So basically for the user, for the brand, we give them a simple API that connects all these channels and allows the brand to create their unique engagement.
Yeah. So but a lot of us are getting, we just take this for granted that, you can be able to do it. But as organizations, like now I want to reach out to my customers on other channels, because picking up the phone and calling is probably the last thing people want to do nowadays when going for support, right? They want to do it online. Yeah. And a lot of times too, they go online, they start a search online on your website, again, maybe a chatbot, pops up, and it's like, if you can call some diagnostic scripts via your API to front end that, so by the time that ticket's passed to the agent, it's like, yeah, we know, because know me is very important to the customer. We already know who the customer is. We have an idea what their problem is, and here's some diagnostic logs of how we can get it. So the customer's already into getting their issue resolved by the time they talk to a human being, or if they want to continue doing it on SMS.
Yeah. So I think there's no one channel or one tool that will fit all, right? So it really depends about what you're calling about and what the best channel of choice for that, right? If I am right now stuck without my luggage, maybe I do want to pick up the voice and call, so we have a voice API. If I want a follow-up survey to be done after the agent discussion took place, I'd rather have it be sent maybe to my WhatsApp and do it on my free time. If I'm sending a package is about to be delivered to my location, right? So a big customer of ours is DHL and RMX. WhatsApp with a delivery notification is fine, and maybe I want to do a quick change of location, and a bot will be completely sufficient. So it really is about providing choice, personalizing the experience according to specifically what the customer wants to be engaged in. And as you said, if I've already inquired about this topic 7 times in the past, I want the agent embracing me, already knowing the context of the previous discussions, whatever the channel they came in on.
Yeah, I know as a user, we're all users. We all fill the different hats.
Yeah.
That's probably one of my biggest frustrations.
Yeah.
If I'm in my 3rd, 4th, 5th conversation, first of all, I'm already frustrated that it wasn't resolved on one.
Yeah.
But the last thing I want to do is have to now bring someone else up to speed on everything that's done, or my experience, my issue, and then actually fill them in on what your people have already done. So having that together, regardless if I started with phone and ended with chat, I don't want to have to repeat that. It just seems just such a waste of time and inefficient. So you're able to pull that all together and basically just make that experience a lot easier, it sounds like.
Yeah, so
it's a choice experience, though, that she's saying. It's like you can choose your,
It's
sorry, I
one-time-
didn't mean to cut you off, but it's like, but you can choose the direction you want to go.
And
Like, are
this
you ready
time
to
is
talk to
different.
somebody, right?
Yeah, so I think that the most important thing is providing for brands the pieces of the puzzle so they can piece it together easily, right? And it's not going to, code level. You're going to simple APIs, simple AI tools, simple bots, simple agent escalation. And then as a brand, you can come and say, okay, I know my business better than any vendor, right? And I'm going to put these pieces together and create a good experience. And some of our brands include Uber and Lyft and Airbnb, and which are all known mainly, if you think about it, they didn't invent a new industry, they just did their customer experience better than others.
Exactly.
And I would think, obviously, from, if you're, especially a smaller, not that Uber's small now, but when they're starting up, they don't have the technical experience and wherewithal to go and build all these APIs or do them at a level that maybe is going to be as reliable as they need for their business. So reaching out to someone that says, look, this is what we do.
Yeah.
Right. And we're not engaging with people through SMS, but we're getting a lot of complaints with people saying, like, why can't I send you an SMS message? Why can't I do that?
Yeah.
And it sounds like they can just basically say, okay, now let's get that capability as well.
Yeah.
Regardless of, next year it'll be another technology. So it sounds like they can just literally just piece this all together.
Yeah, and I think the important thing, even if, let's say, you're starting in Mexico, in Latin America, a specific use case for, we have a customer that does 911 services, just to give an example. But you want to create a solution that can easily scale globally, and that's really what we're about, right? You create a simple API for developers or brands to adopt. On the other hand, we do the global span to be able to deliver that same message, whether you're in Indonesia, Malaysia, Germany, wherever. So it's about that kind of having the Ubers of the world be able to focus on their specific application logic and kind of saving the complexity of needing to connect to worldwide carriers and social networks and such.
Right. Yeah, because it's not their core business.
Yeah.
It's not, but you're using reusable bits of code that you could do it. And it's like to actually build, test, and deploy all that stuff, it would take out of the, as you said, their area of expertise. It's like, no, I build ride-sharing apps.
Yeah.
Right? Like
I'm not in telecommunications.
No, I'm not.
And actually, you bring up a great point. It's like, especially when you get into the communications, North America is one thing. Mm-hmm. You go to Central America, it's literally a different world.
Yeah.
You go to Africa, the infrastructures are different. So I would think that's got to be somebody's losing a lot of hair trying to piece that all together because the technologies are different, the capabilities are different.
The channels of choice.
The channels of choice are different. Yeah, so you have to basically build that on infrastructures in some countries that aren't as reliable. So when you're architecting that, I would think the architecture has to be like, okay, here's our minimum, and here's what we can really max out at. And again, to have a company that is a rideshare company have to understand that. I don't know that it's really realistic.
And how do you behave when the thing starts scaling in magnitude, when everybody decides in Christmas time to send you the exact same message, and how do you have a platform that's able to kind of create that kind of spam type behavior? That's our sole business, and that's where we partner, right, for agent solutions and for chatting of agents and for connecting to ticketing platform. That's where our partnership with Freshworks comes to play, right? That's where, we will partner with the ones that are predominantly adopted there in order to make that connectivity easier.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Yep.
Well, these always go so quick
I
that it's
know.
like, no, we want to continue on. So I guess we'll leave it at that for now. Definitely curious to see, how it grows. I mean, not to drag it out, but how long have you guys been in this space?
So Nextwell was established in 2010. Okay. We were acquired 3 years after, by Vonage. So we're owned by Vonage, but we're the communication API platform. It's a market that is astounding in the pace of growth because today everybody wants to engage you, right? You drive by your CVS, they send you a message. You go to your doctor, they send me an appointment reminder. So the world of adoption of these type of APIs in order to create new engagement with customer is just, the market itself is growing at a very rapid pace. So it's been phenomenal, and a lot of these partnerships are kind of being created to make it easier for brands to adopt it across their use cases. So it's quite a fun ride.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
well,
great.
Thank you so much.
My
Appreciate
pleasure.
you coming
Thank
with
you
us,
for having
and
me.
looking forward to seeing the continued growth. Thank you.
Sure. Thank you.